How would you solve this one? What's the first thing you see? A GCF of 3. So if I take out a 3, what's left?
X squared plus 3x negative minus 4.
Good.
Negative.
Can I keep going?
Yes.
Yes, I can. All right, so this is GCF mixed with the 1am method. Okay? So what multiplies to give me negative 4 that adds to give me positive 3? All right, and this whole time we're setting it equal to 0. Did you solve last year or in middle school in algebra, did you solve quadratics or just factor them? You solved them? Okay, so what is my answer then? Who doesn't know why? Everyone knows why.
Yeah.
Seriously?
But when we cross out negative 4,
Why?
because we can't. Oh, I'm thinking of a certain problem now.
It's okay.
What about the 3?
The 3 just magnifies everything by 3. It's not going to change my answer. Now, if I did this the long way, then I just have to take out a 3, or it would simplify by 3. You would get like negative 12 over 3, and that would give you the negative 4. You would have to do that at the end. Yes? Right, but the point is that negative 4 here makes this whole left side 0. And then there's another option. 1 here makes this whole left side 0. So that's why there's 2 answers. Well, we know there's 2 answers also because there's 2 zeros when you graph. So when I plug in negative 4 here, I don't care that that's negative 5, and I don't care that that's a 3. Negative 4 plus 4 is 0. Everything turns into 0. Does that answer your question?
I get it.
Okay. Okay, next problem. Let's do 9x squared minus 4 equals 0. What method?
Isn't it the
Difference of 2 squares. So this is how we start. We just make our 2 binomials. What is the square root of 9x squared? 3x.
minus 2?
Okay, what's the square root of 4? 2. And then what?
Plus or minus?
One's plus, one's minus. Does anyone know why one's plus, one is minus?
Yes. Because if you.
Because the x is down here and that is negative 1. So 2 multiplied by root of 2 equals negative 5.
Right, but so one's plus and one's minus because, you want to try?
That means because there's no b term.
There's no b
so
term.
they have to, so they cancel out.
Right, so when I FOIL this out and I do 3x times negative 2 and I get 6x, or negative 6x plus 6x, they form a 0 pair, and then that's why there's no b term. Okay, so it's always plus minus. I love this method. I think it's the easiest one. Now, I made this a little bit difficult because it has values in front. A wasn't 1. Does anyone know how to solve this or what x equals?
X equals 2 over 3.
Plus or minus 2 over 3. Very good. So technically, you could do this whole thing and do, okay, well, let's do 3x plus 2 equals 0, subtract 2, divide by 3, right? We could do that, or I teach my kids the little trick. Whatever number is in front with x, it goes on the denominator with the other number
Oh.
to form your fraction. That's where it goes, and then you have to switch the sign because it says what plus 2/3 gives you 0? Negative 2/3. Okay, so that one is the difference of 2 squares. Okay, let's do x to the second minus 5x minus 6 equals 0. What method is this?
Separate.
Short way, 1am, right? 1 adds to give you negative 5, multiply to give you negative 6. Alright, so I'm going to do this. Now, this is one of my favorite problems. It's one of my favorites to choose as a teacher because it can trip you up sometimes if you're not good with your tree, your multiplication tree. There's 2 sets of numbers, so you have 6 and 1, right, to give you 6, and then 2 and 3. But then don't 2 and 3 also add to give you 5 in some manner? So what what's the difference? What makes the difference between the factors being 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 are where the signs are, or what the signs are and where. So since it's negative 6, you know it's either going to be negative 2 times 3 or negative 1 times 6, or vice versa. But which one adds to give you negative 5? Yeah, positive 1 and negative 6. Because if you chose the only way to get negative 5 when you add two numbers is to have negative 2 and negative 3, which would then give you positive 6. Okay, so my answers then are?
Negative
0, 6,
People keep asking me, can I write the 6 first?
it doesn't,
I'm listing answers. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Order doesn't matter for that. All right,
What was the method called?
1 a.m. That's what I call it. I don't know if that's it. That's not like actually, I stole that from Miss Miles, so I don't want to take credit away from her. All right, so the final one, 18x squared plus x minus 4 equals 0. All right. No GCF. It would be nice if I could have factored that out, right?
yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, it would have been nice, but no. All right, so a lot of you should be able to guess and check when you do this. This is an intense one since it's 18. So we're going to slide and then divide, okay? Is that okay? Now, if you like to do the factor by grouping, all power to you. I just want to teach you something quick to get through to get the answer, okay? So the first thing you do is you take 18 and you multiply it by negative 4. Tell me what you get.
Negative 72.
All right. So I have x squared now plus x minus 72, right?
Equals 0.
All right, so what multiplies to give me negative 72 that adds to give me,
9, 8.
say it again,
9 and 8.
9 and 8. Which one's positive, which one's negative?
Negative. Oh,
Okay, the unfortunate part about this method is the fact that people stop here and think this is the answer. What is it called again? Slide and divide. Did I slide already? Did I divide yet? No. Okay, so then you divide the number in your factor, the 9 and the negative 8, by what you slid at the beginning.
Oh. So we can call this line divide.
Yes. So this is 1/2. Agreed? And what's this simplify to? 4/9? Okay, now, you are not allowed to keep fractions in your factored form. It's just unacceptable. It's not allowed. You know, since A at the beginning, since it was 18, you know you're going to have numbers in front of, or excuse me, coefficients in front of your two x's in your factored form, right? So, just like we did the opposite way, I took the number in front of x and I moved it on the denominator. I'm going to take the denominator and I'm going to put it in front.
Like in front of the x or
In front of the x. So my final answer is 2x plus 1 times 9x minus 4. Are we finished yet?
No.
No, we are not. All right, I'm going to come up here. X equals what?
negative 1/2 and 4.
X equals negative 1 over 2.
Awesome. Think we can do it? It's what?
You said it's easy.
It's easy?
You said it's
Great,
easy.
so then today's game will be super fun.
Mhm.